areas where many thought that the Ninth Assembly would have done well. And now the hopes for the 10th Assembly is really high up there for some people. For other people, well, they think it's just old news. If you remember on the news, the former Deputy Speaker of the 7th Assembly, Lee Kwane, was also advising the 10th Assembly to ensure that, well, commissioners are thoroughly screened, and also see that the interest of the state is what they put as paramount over any other interest. Is that always the case? That's a question that many would also ask. He also even urged them to make sure that they take their work seriously. We have different individuals who have lent their voice to speak and call out on the 10th Assembly to ensure that they do a great job of legislature and checkmating the activities of the executive. The Defense for Human Rights and Democracy, the chairman for that organization, has also spoken about it. We also had legal practitioners, well-meaning Rivers people, all concerned about it. And today, I would be speaking with the chairman for RIFSCO, Enefa, Georgewill, will be joining us from Abuja via telephone this morning. And it is to not just look at what to expect from the 10th Assembly, not to just scrutinize and analyze the leadership of the 10th Assembly and what it could mean for Rivers people and this administration, but also the role of society groups, civil society groups to be precise, in the state, and how they can ensure that, well, members and the leadership of the 10th Assembly is functioning and doing its job diligently as it ought to. Well, if you get on Facebook, we have a post up there for you. We need to know what your expectations are from the 10th Assembly. Many have aired their thoughts about it, like I said earlier. What are yours? We know that now the Speaker of the House, Martin Amaewhule, is a former leader of the House. Are you expecting something different? Are you expecting something positive? Or you think it would be, as people call it, rubber stamp? The same thing was applicable to the National Assembly, the 9th National Assembly as well. If you remember, many call that assembly a rubber stamp of the president. Always whatever the president brings is approved. Well, let's get your thoughts. So you go onto Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On Twitter, it is Nigeria Info PH. I'll go over to my guest now, Enefa Georgewill. Mr. Georgewill, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Rivers people.
So let's get into it quickly. The 10th Assembly has been inaugurated here in the state. What's the view about it? How are you looking at the leadership of the 10th Assembly? What are the expectations that you have as an individual and as a civil society group chairman for that civil society groups in the state?
I'm a Rivers man, and of course a critical stakeholder by virtue of being the chairman of Coalition of Civil Society in Rivers State. I got the news with mixed feelings. Mixed feelings in the sense that one, that we have been able within quick succession set up the leadership, and one expects that governors will kick off almost immediately. However, the leadership was predicted, as in people already knew that Martin Amaewhule will emerge. And if you look at the manner, the consensus manner he emerged, without robust, at least we didn't get to see that anyway. Robust competition, heavy contest, just so that you have internal democratic processes and all that. All of that was almost absent, and prototype, just the way people thought. People had predicted that he will emerge, being the political son of the former governor. And I just came out that way, and in a very, without easy contest.
Let me ask this question. It's a follow-up question from what you've said. Is it that you think that Martin Amaewhule isn't qualified, or you're not comfortable with the fact that, well, the members of the House saw that, well, man is best fit, and everybody agreed for him to be the Speaker of the House?
Is it, the question of qualification is relative. It depends on what anyone is looking at qualification. Qualification goes beyond just having paper, having PhD. In fact, more often than not, from our experience, even we who have those big hearts, we qualified mostly in governance. So qualification, like I said, is relative. In the particular instance, you may have all the doctorate degrees of this world, but you see, if the process is not democratic, if the process does not follow legislative processes that should allow for robots, because
what are the processes?
The process should have been, say, for instance, that there is an open contest. The legislature is one arm that is very combative and competitive. Anytime you see the legislature not having these competitive processes, then you know that there has been some level of autocratic disposition.
Does it have to always be that? What if it's just the members of the House think it's the best thing to do? Should we? Are you saying that the drama should always be expected? Should we always expect drama?
No. Entire democratic processes are not drama. They are ingredients. They are key ingredients of a democracy. They are key ingredients of competition, and contest to get the best out of a process is side by side with democracy. In fact, it is what makes democracy, especially in the legislature. It is expected that that arm is always competitive. It's because of interest, because of the goodwill that comes with it. It is not peculiar to Nigeria, so I cannot even say there is drama. It happens in the US, in the UK, anytime, historically, all throughout history. Anytime you see there is a mono position, it signals one thing, an imposition. I am not saying that is the case. I am only saying that is a likely case. And mind you, like I have said, that people have openly predicted that Amewule will be Speaker of the Assembly. And true to time, without any energy, just on the old, it emerged like that. Well, it is not left for Amewule to prove to us that it is not the case. But if he goes on with the way and manner the immediate assembly administer the affairs of the legislature in Rivers State, then I'm sorry, then he will now prove pessimists like us right. So the test of the pudding is in the eating. The ball is not in the cup of
with the time he has spent.
It will not prove to us. Yeah.
With the time he has spent in the House, many would say, well, he's experienced enough. I mean, you have not pointed out something that you think is out of place, that doesn't qualify him, something that disqualifies him. There are bills that he's been involved in the House as well. For instance, the Rivers State House, the Advertisement and Use of State-Owned Properties Prohibition Bill in 2022. I think that bill was one of the bills that he was also actively involved in as well. It was sponsored. It was sponsored by himself. Let me finish. There were also other bills that he also sponsored on the floor of the House. I'm also trying to look at them. I think something on health. There's a bill on health that he also sponsored. Something about health tourism. I can't get exactly. I'm trying to go through my memory. I think perhaps I just find out details of that. Among several other bills that he has sponsored, and he has also supported the prohibition of trafficking in persons and the abuse of women and children, genital mutilation. You could go on and on all of these things. When you look at those involvements that he's had as a lawmaker in the House in the past couple of years, and his emergence now to be Speaker of the House, shouldn't you look at those and say perhaps he merits it for what he's been doing in the House? Hold that thought. We'll get your response to it. We have a very short commercial now. When we come back, you tell us, should we not look at those and say, well, it looks as though that he merits it because he's been in the House and he's been not just there, but active in certain capacity. We'll get your view on it after this commercial. Meanwhile, on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, on WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. Let us hear your thoughts and let us get your opinion on this, the leadership of the 10th Assembly and your expectation from the 10th Assembly as a Rivers person. Tell us more on Rivers residents. Share those opinions with us. We'll take them when we return. My guest still is Enefa Georgewill. SCO, civil society groups in Rivers State. And we're asking you what you think about the leadership of the 10th Assembly and what you expect from the 10th Assembly. Before that commercial, a question I put out to Mr. Enefa. We'll continue on that path. Mr. Georgewill, thank you for staying with us. Good morning again. Hello, Mr. Georgewill.
Yes, I'm with you.
All right. So I said the leader of the 10th Assembly, Martin Amaewhule, was hugely involved in the River State Dehumanizing and Harmful Traditional Practices Abolition Amendment Bill in 2019. He was also hugely involved in the River State Contributory Health Protection Program Bill in 2019. Just to mention a few of them, there are many other bills that he's been involved in. I also had mentioned one of the bills that he also sponsored on the floor of the House that last year. Last year, the River State House of Assembly, when they passed the Advertisement and Use of State-Owned Properties Prohibition Bill, he was instrumental in that one as well. So, should the focus be on whether he has a godfather or on whether he merits the position? Looking at his experience.
Yes, I have said here that the term qualification, experience, some of these terms are relative, especially when it has to do with legislative
so, in your opinion,
hold on, yes, I'm giving of course, the opinion I'm giving. But what is the job of the legislature is to checkmate the emphasis of the executive. Mind you. So, is it material if you have PhD? Is it material if you have stayed in the house for 100 years? But if you don't have the history, if you don't have the character, but checkmate the other, then what is the essence? Why did the House of Assembly or the legislature anywhere in the world, be it national or the state or local level, they are supposed to check into the books of NDAs, as ministries, agencies, departments, and what have you, MDAs. So if you don't have the character, so like I said, it's not enough for you to have stayed in the house for 100 years. It's not enough for you to have a PhD. It's about whether you have the history, whether you have the character, to checkmate the essence. Mind you, the assembly members are representatives of the constituent. It is assumed that Martin Amaewhule is representing the good people of Obiato within his constituency, all of them. When you see him, you are seeing them. That is how you are seeing Major Jack representing the group of agriculture of that particular constituency. When you see him, you are seeing them. So they are supposed to come to the assembly to shout. But everybody cannot go to the assembly to shout. Therefore, somebody will go and represent them. That person is supposed to be the person that will be shouting on their behalf, on the governor, on the executive, and their agency.
So you do not think that members of the assembly...
Hold on, sir. Does they have the history to have done that? You have not talked about bills. Let me tell you, go and look at most of those bills. The executive bills. Bills mostly championed by the former governor. And if the rumors making the round that he is the candidate of the former governor, then we need to be afraid. If the rumors are right, if the rumors are anything to go by, if they are what we should rely on, then we should be afraid.
So are you saying, it brings me to my next question. It brings me to my next question, which is what you've just cited. The fact that many perceive him to be in some sort of bromance with the immediate past governor. What does that mean for this current administration?
If that is correct, and if he aligns himself with the thoughts and his views of the former governor, and of course, even the current governor have openly, even when he is not asked or when he is not forced, openly said that he is a political son, that he is a product of the former governor. So we are not having two political sons, two products of the former governor. Let's consider the implication of that. And by virtue of, like I told you,
what is the implication of that?
The implication of that is that we are going to have to represent the views of the elite, especially as represented by the former governor. But like I said, the current governor, talking about him, the current speaker will prove to Rivers people whether or not he will stand by the views and the aspirations of Rivers people and his constituents, or whether he will stand by the views of the governor and the former governor.
All right.
All of these things, like I said, all of these are speculations, mind you. All of these are speculations, and that, like I said, the death of the pudding is in the eating. And the day goes by, we will see if you will have the courage, if you have the temerity to challenge positions openly taken by the former governor or positions openly taken by the current governor.
All right.
He will show himself approved. Yes.
Quickly, certain things that people weren't very comfortable with, by people I mean residents of the state at the time, were a few of them. Some people labeled the Ninth Assembly as a rubber stamp one. Some other people were saying, well, the assembly didn't do well to ensure that, well, our budget was made public, among many other issues. Some people even faulted the screening of commissioners. There's just a lot of things that we could go on and on with the list that people faulted. With the 10th assembly, do you see these things also coming to play? Do you see people having the same complaints with the 10th assembly?
Yes, I am among those that share that sentiment that the immediate past assembly, and by the way, the current speaker played critical role. In fact, he's not just one of the leaders of the past assembly, he's one of the key leaders of that assembly, the current speaker. So I am among those who share the sentiment that it was a rubber stamp. But again, while proponents and pessimists will have their views and their says, a box up on his table and he will show himself approved. Yes, there have been supporters and opposers. Yes, there are those who believe that being someone who is a political son of the immediate past governor and the history they share, and someone who has been from the same constituency and he has been the one bringing executive views to the chambers and all of them, what have you, and especially that they have shared openly that is not even hidden. Yeah, there are those who feel that yes, that he may not be independent. Again, there are only those who feel no, that he is the right man for the job. Like you have said, he has the experience, he has been there, he has the required education, and all that. There are only those who support. No, but in all of this, he will be the one to show himself up. There will be times in the state where the speaker will make a decision to either stand on the views as represented by Rivers people on issues and programs that affect Rivers people, or if he will stand by the former governor, or the current governor. These things will play out and will show himself approved. For now, he's the speaker. There is nothing any of us can do about it. And then when anything happens, so for now, he has to show himself approved.
Some say having a smooth relationship between the executive and the legislature is something that's paramount if we must have good governance. And would you say that was the case for the 9th Assembly, and would that be the case for the 10th Assembly? By the case, I mean, if they had a smooth relationship, and did that translate to good governance?
The truth about the matter is that in this part of the world, one should disagree with someone, they think that it's not a smooth relationship. My views about the immediate assembly is open. I feel that in fact, I even use the word upon string of the immediate past executives in Rivers State. So that more often than not, almost all the time, they agree with the governor. I have not seen any dissent that the assembly is coming hard on the governor. Even when the issue of insecurity was very rife in Rivers State, one would have expected them to invite the governor to come and explain what he is doing about these issues. They all kept me. A lot of issues happened, issues of budget and what all of issues happened, they all keep me. So that the assembly asks critical questions that there's no smooth relationship. It doesn't mean that is their job. So in fact, it is even when there is silence, that is when we should be worried. That silence does not mean smooth relationship. We should be careful how we define these terms and these processes, so that we don't see violence in good behavior. That if a man is silent over an issue, he has good behavior. He must say, this thing, by virtue of my work, this is the way you are supposed to behave. The person has bad behavior. Like, of course, our organization, the University organizations, have always been critical of government. Does it mean we don't have a harmonious relationship with them or we have bad behavior? No.
All right.
And those organizations who always go ahead to praise government, does it not mean that they are the ones who have good behavior and that they are the ones who are working having full relationship with government? So we should have to be careful and balance this thing.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. We'll come back to the role of the society groups in the state and how they would affect the activities of the legislature, the 10th Assembly to be precise, in the state. But before we do that, the phone lines 0817-923-0003. Let us know your expectations. What do you think about the leadership of the 10th Assembly? What are your expectations from the 10th Assembly? Are they high? Are they low? Are they average? Do you care? Do you not care? You heard from my guest, Enefa Georgewill. Let's hear from you. 0817-923-0003 is the number to call. You can also reach us on 0817-923-0007. Any of those numbers, and you have access to us here in the studio. You can join the conversation also online. We are live online, Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, it is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On Twitter, Nigeria Info PH. A few comments already coming in on Facebook. We'll be taking some of them now. So this one here says they should cooperate with the executive arm of government and bring the dividends of democracy to the people. Thank God, Chinenye and Nemana. You sent in that message on Facebook. David is on the line calling from Yenegua. Ines Fraser says, nothing good. What we see is the former governor's agenda playing the Jagaband of Rivers State. Okay, another person here, Bansi Inyong, says, as usual, I mean as usual. Okay, so he's saying it's going to be business as usual. David in Yenegua, good morning.
Yeah, greetings to you, Mr. Andrew from Yenegua.
Greetings, go ahead.
As a matter of fact, when we talk about legislative business and rubber stamping nature of the State House of Assembly or the National Assembly, I think at the National Assembly level, we have better legislation than at the various state houses of assembly. The members of the State House of Assembly, with profound respect to them, are just mere rubber stamp. If you look at it, some of the persons that are just there in the State House of Assembly, with greatest respect to them, they have been there over and over and over and over. And it is not as if their nomination or the for them being there is as a result of the acceptance of the constituency or the people they are going to represent. It's just that the governors will, in their own, impose those people on them. So when they go there, what do? Every proposition the governor brings is carry go. But at the national level, you see serious debate, serious disagreement. So for me, I don't think the leadership of the Speaker, Right Honorable Amehule, will make a difference for us. It will still be the same rubber stamp nature of the assembly that we are going to see, that any bill that comes to them is just a carry go. I want to align my views and agree completely with the thought of your guest, my brother Enefa Georgewill. Once again, my name is David West.
All right, thank you
very
David.
much.
Braid in Borough Creek, good morning. Hello, Braid. Good morning to you. You sound very far from your phone, Braid. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the truth is that the last House of Assembly we have, for me, I call them House of Assemblies of Approval. They never one day come out to defend the people that they represent. They only dance to the tune of the former governor. Like, for instance, let me give you an instance. The executive governor comes in. RSSDA was formed under law. The governor, without repealing the law, it disbanded RSSDA. without repealing the law. River State Road Management Authority were formed by law and enacted. The governor come in, make a pronunciation, disbandment without repealing the law. And the State House of Assembly keep mute over it. And they are representing the people. And this matter concerns the people. They are from the grassroots, and the people that is concerned are from the grassroots. They never want to make any statement concerning that. And the governor, the task force that he also formed, killing people, destroying people's goods. And they never one day get up to say something about it. He finally moved them out of the street, bring them back. There is no anything concerning the House of Assembly. So I'm motivated that this 10th Assembly, they should be able to look out and also checkmate the governor, because the legislative is a different arm. They are autonomous. And I don't have confidence in the speaker, because the speaker, for me, is loyal to the former governor. And if this man that is loyal to the former governor comes in like this, at the end of the day, he will always take order from the former governor. And even the executive governor of the state, for me, will not have a voice. Because whatever the former governor did not approve will not be approved by the River State House of Assembly. Look at the former, it has been approved. So, the party, some of them, come up.
All right.
These are the person we want. You
then.
Go to the house and affirm that person.
Thank you very much, Braid. Let's go to Bori now. Letambari, good morning.
Good morning, Ifeanyi Andrew.
Welcome.
Yes, let me look at the State House of Assembly being considered as a rubber stamp. Yes, to me, I see it that way, that it is a rubber stamp, even up to this present one that is about to continue. Why do I say so? There is, if you want to screen a commissioner, you are supposed to screen a commissioner according to its portfolio. Is it not how it's supposed to be, Ifeanyi? They screen you based on what you know. But this one, they just screen you, no question on what you have been appointed for, and you said he's not assembly. Okay, let me look at the Martins Amewule, who has been in the House right from the starting of the democracy in Nigeria. He has been there. Are you asking me that nobody in that constituency exists in order to take up this position? Because positions like this are being shown to respective wards and places. Why should only one man holding a position right from the beginning of 1999 up to date, and you people are telling me because they are served in the National Assembly and blah 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 blah? This is not quite good. This is what happened to Ike Kuremadu, and today Ike Kuremadu is suffering it because he hijacked and mortgaged the people's opportunity.
So just to correct you later, Barry, Martins Amewule, will you listen to me? Later, Barry, let me correct you, please. Thank you very much from Bori. But Martins Amewule, please, was first elected in 2011. So I don't know where you got your 1999 from. I just had to correct that quickly. We have JJ also on the line from Rumigbo. JJ, go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Go ahead. Good morning.
Martins Amewule was a two-time councillor in Obiakpo, 1999, and I move further. That is how the British people do. They bring people up from the councillorship position and make them good, and at the end of the day, they go to the national and state to do very well, just like Martins Amewule. Now, that said, people should also know that this is a one-party house, and the honor now fall back to the people. Unless the people don't want to take their own responsibility, there is no opposition in the house. So those who are supposed to be raising the nay, they are not there. So if you can't take up responsibility to monitor what is happening there, they will not tell you. They will put all these things within their own reach. And at the end of the day, if you don't follow up, then you miss out on anything. So as far as I'm concerned, the House has made a good decision. The most experienced man has the job right now.
Okay.
And I think they are good to go as far as I'm concerned.
All right,
but
then.
the people need to brace up for the challenges ahead.
All right, quickly, and let's hear from Temple. Temple, straight to the point, please.
Good morning, my very distinguished Ifemi Andrew.
Good morning
yes,
to you.
I think my own is very much simple. I have a great expectation for this, 10th Assembly that I've just inaugurated. Most importantly, I want them to form a formidable committee, House committee, not just a ceremonial House committee. Most importantly, Committee on Agriculture. There should be kind of a proactive committee that will look into the plight of, farmers within the confines of River State, and also give them a listening ear, because we cannot continue to have a House committee that we just lying fallow. And they also need to also form a formidable House committee on flooding. Look at the issue of flooding. Those things are critical issues that are affecting people on daily basis, on yearly basis, within the confines of River State.
All right, Temple, thank you very much. We're already out of time, so we just have to run quickly. Let's go to Mr. Enefa. Quickly now, for the civil society groups, how would you be following up the 10th Assembly? What's your role? In less than a minute.
Well, I'll start with the hearing. Long plan of will contribute to investigation on their assembly. Most importantly, name and shame necessary. Where it is necessary, we are going to name the power we praise. If they fail, we shame using aspects of media, the commission on social media. So for those of this job, they will expose the assets.
All right, thank you very much, Enefa. We're to go for a commercial now. Thank you very much. Nigerian info, stay tuned.
Are you looking for a place where you can get quality
morning, but just before we officially close the curtain, let's just respond to some of the messages on WhatsApp, okay? This one says, 1999 under Peter Odili, University Assembly had always been a we agenda. Amechi served as Speaker for 8 years without any opposition from the Assembly. The 10th Assembly, this one says, in my opinion, will do better, judging from the caliber of men and women that are members. Woyike Odinaka. Someone says, to correct an impression, Martins Amele was a councillor in Obiakpo twice before State Assembly. That's exactly my point. For the State Assembly, he was not there since 1999. He was elected into the Assembly in 2011. If you said he has been in position of leadership since 1999, very understandable, but not in the Assembly. Just have to correct that. Amayewule from Obiakpo, same local government week is just is the eye to checkmate Governor Fubara. That's how I see it. Victor from Egbema, you sent in that message. And this one says, with the emergence of Honorable Martins Amayewule as new speaker, Governor Fubara should be very careful. The former governor could use the speaker to remove the incumbent for the deputy and the correct person to take over. Gerald from Umuebule. Okay. Different analysis. Well, thank you very much. Time for the world news. Hello Port Harcourt follows after that. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.
You are tuned in to 92.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 9 o'clock.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.